MoMoLoveRadio.com.
Welcome back to Community Voices with MoMo Love alongside DJ Firebone 592 Sound. DJ Firebone, they haven't heard you on the mic tonight. Make sure you say hello to the community.
What's up, family?
All right. I didn't want y'all to think that he was not here, even though you just heard that wonderful music mix. Yeah, he holding his piece to the end. We might say a couple things at the end, but this is all about this wonderful, juicy Wednesdays. He said, she said, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. The whole thing. We have a panel tonight discussing dating and relationships in 2019. I want to welcome back Miss TC, Leroy, Mo Sugar, and Dash from Icy Boys Promotions. Welcome back, gang. All right, that was quick because we got to get back. We got to get back to it. We've been having a great discussion, a healthy, lively discussion. They were talking outside, in here in the studio, and I didn't want to hear because, I wanted to be fresh for my ears too, Make sure you guys download the free app. The free new and improved Ablazin Radio app for iPhone and Android. Ablazin Radio Pro offers direct access to hosts, DJs, and the request line. The number, just in case you want to call and get in on this conversation, is 240-949-2289, and it is going to continue to be a lively discussion. Relationships, when you look at the definition, it is a noun, even though we talked about love being an action, right? Relationship is the way in which two or more people or group regard and behave toward each other. There's so many factors that go into any relationship, whether it's family, friends, intimate, friend, co-worker, etc. And the factors include many of the things that we discussed tonight: trust, honesty, respect, communication, loyalty, and independence. But what I want to know, Mo Sugar, you were talking a little bit before we left, boundaries, right? Men and women having boundaries, making more money. Do you think that is problematic if a woman makes more money than the man?
It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. But I mean, I can say experience in my own relationship. It has been, and it doesn't mean that I guess it's a good question for the guys, because it's like, what is it that's intimidating? If we're in one household, what difference does it make? The bills are going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be a competition. And here's a question: should we discuss that? How soon do we discuss what we're making, what we're bringing to the table? Because I mean, if it's going to be an issue right out the gate, then we don't need to be in the situation in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it complicates the situation when a female, because we talk about these double standards all the time. Like, does it make me less submissive because I bring a bigger check than you? Like, what exactly is the problem?
Now, in talking about that, because sometimes women can't differentiate between the boardroom and the home. I'm in charge at work, but when I come home, if there's a man in the home, is he the head of the household? How does that structure work? And Leroy, I want to go to you. Does the woman making more money become problematic?
It only becomes problematic based on how the woman handles it, in my opinion.
Okay.
Right. Because if the amount of money that you make determines, Mo Sugar uses the term being passive or submissive or whatever, right? If the amount of money you make determines if you're going to be that or not, which I don't believe in that idea of submissiveness anyway, but I'm thinking that in a relationship, money shouldn't determine if you're going to be a woman's woman, for lack of better words. Like, I don't want that strong in my house. I don't want that strong, powerful CEO barking commands. I want something soft, right? And if you think that takes away from your success of being educated and being successful in the business world, then that's a problem for you to figure out, and you will be lonely, because when you come home, it's you and I. The money that we make really shouldn't matter. Yeah. I mean, because if you look at it from when it was a period where men were making all the money, we didn't base getting with a woman based off the money she had. We base it off of because we liked her.
Right.
You know, but now it's this whole thing that a woman that makes money is like, well, you know, what does the guy have? What about I can take care of myself? Right. You know what I mean? I got my own place. I got my own money. You know, I'm not asking you for nothing. But yeah, no, I don't got the money to take these extravagant trips. But if you got that and you like me, I don't care if you wanna splurge on that trip. It don't make me feel no less of a man. You know. So that's my opinion on that.
Interesting. Dash, you have any additional that you want to add to that?
And Leroy kind of
he got it all.
But like you said, at the same time too, I dealt with someone that made more money than me. And like you said, when you come home, you don't want to deal with it. Oh, I make a lot of money, and that's what run the guy away. That's what run the guy away. If you be like, a lot of women say, I'm independent, I can do what I gotta do, but then you still want to be with a man. So then you wonder why you don't have a man, because you run them away.
TC, do you think the independence stops the relationship? I mean, because you know, a lot of women are raised to be independent, first of all, right? To have your own, to be able to cook and clean and do these things. But do you find it difficult when you get into that relationship to allow the man to be the man?
Yes, but I try to be submissive still. Like, oh, I need you to come and help me with stuff, because I still do need a lot of help. I can't do everything on my own, like in my household.
And I think the word submissive, Mo Sugar, is problematic. Yeah. Well, it's problematic for people, because what does it mean? Does it mean that you kowtow, that you barefoot and pregnant? No. You know, what does it mean? And does it go for the men and the women?
It's a little old school, and it's also a little very Caribbean.
I think it's in the Bible.
It's little, but you know, it's like I can only speak from my experience, my perspective, and I feel like he said, I do agree 100% with the amount of money you make. It should not determine your attitude. It should not. You know, if you're a woman's woman, if you're saying I want a partner, that's the important part. You want a partner. You're a part of something, and so I feel as though, with that being said, a man shouldn't be so dominant, like I'm the man. Right. We don't steady need to hear that. Right. We know you the man. And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. We want, a lot of women though don't necessarily want that man's right now. They want to scream to independence, and I feel like those are the women that really and truly, if you're not ready for it, don't damage these men out here.
Interesting. Go ahead, Leroy.
But the thing, when you say, you know, men saying I'm the man, right? Any man, in my opinion, that's saying I'm the man is not one, right?
Trying to figure it out.
Being a man is an action, right? So me trying to dominate you because I may be bigger or stronger than you as a man doesn't make me a man. But it's that action when you feel fear and you feel like you need that strength to come around. Like, you know, one thing that I see women pumping gas with dudes sitting in the passenger seat. You know what I mean? I wish we can curse on the show, because I say it, right? You know, like that's crazy. And that's crazy on both parts, because what is that woman doing where she got this guy in her passenger seat and she out pumping gas? You understand? So like that's an issue.
He's not talking to the lady. He gotta say something right now.
I got you beat. How about she changing the tire and he just sitting in the passenger seat?
I've seen it.
See it too, bro.
Well, see, no, but here's my thing with that. When a woman wants to say she's independent, and she's also trying to, you know, tell herself that that's what it is, she'll do those type of things. And that might be demasculating her man a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, okay, you want to be independent all across the board. Change your own tire, pump your own gas.
Yeah, but that's not a man. Now, if you as a woman doesn't allow the man, oh, I can do it myself. Now that's where it's a problem. Yeah. Now, but if he's gonna sit back and let you do it, because I'm not gonna fight you to do anything, right? You know, but he should be stepping up in those manners and doing that, because if it's your queen, you know what I mean, or whatever term you want to use,
right?
You know, I don't want my lady's hands getting dirty, like, unless we both got to get down and get them dirty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Know? So
teamwork. Yeah. That's what partnership is.
I think, but sometimes, like you said, some women they feel like they've been alone so long by themselves.
Yeah,
they feel like, oh, I could do this myself. I've experienced it with friends of mine, and like just friends of mine, like they strictly friends, and you could go open the door for them. They're like, I'm not used to that. Like, don't open my door. Excuse me.
But wait a minute now. See, wait a minute. Let me get to TC, because I don't think chivalry is dead and that we don't want
No,
our doors to be open.
I've been on my own for a long time, but I still want a man open my
But
door.
do you agree with what Dash said? The longer that you're single, you kind of it's more difficult to get into a relationship or to allow the man to be the man, opening your doors, carrying your groceries. Again, we've been single for so long. I remember dating somebody at one time, and I would get out the car and just grab all the bags, and he's like, you gon' let me. You gon' let me. And it wasn't that I didn't feel that I wasn't lady. I was just used to doing it. And so then when we get out the car and he's holding the umbrella, I'm like, yes, honey. Okay. So I'm asking, when are we being single too long and we don't recognize when a man comes into our lives?
It's possible, but I think it could be other parts. Like I might be more, I let men open the door and get my groceries, but I think I'm more controlling, like with like what we want to do, with like things like that.
You mean activities?
Yeah, not just activities, just like on activities or like just like dealing with each other.
Controlling.
Mm-hmm.
See, I told you she wasn't sure.
But I told you gotta let her play herself out, right? I can tell you anything, but I'm gonna show you something different.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what it is. Like, a relationship is not perfect.
Right.
And like I said, from the base, if you're going to be honest with each other, this is the way I am. This is who I am. And then when we have those kind of conversations, those genuine, raw conversations with each other, then it's natural the way that we're going to treat each other. Because if you tell me, hey, I'm a little shy with this or whatever, you're going to nurture that as a partner. But you're going to give a little, you're going to, take a little, you're going to push it when it needs to be pushed. But we're not doing that. That's the problem. We're just, like you say, I'm in your inbox today. You follow me or not. And then I'm in 10 other women's inbox. It's just it's messy. We're being very messy with each other these days.
So let me ask you this, Dash. Are we having these dating discussions? Are we asking the real questions? I mean, we don't even ask anybody what's your sign anymore, do we? Do we even get into that,
I think a lot of people do ask them what's your sign. A lot of people ask what's your sign.
And not just what's your sign. I'm just saying, are we having these real live dating discussions? Are we having the serious discussions that we should? Or from a man's point of view, Dash, how soon should we have certain dating discussions? I
think soon as you meet someone, I think you should tell a person what you're looking for. I mean, I know it sounded funny. I forgot who I talked to. I just talked to somebody about this. And I thought Chili was crazy when she had that dating show and she had her list. But for real, like I think men and women should have a list of like what you would these days, what you would tolerate and what you want in your mate and what you really what you want in the mate.
Okay.
And you should have that list.
Do you agree, TC? Should there be a list? Do you have a list, or our list outdated?
I don't have a list.
Are we binding ourselves by these lists?
No, I feel like I would know what I want.
Right.
But that's my head. Yeah, I guess it's in my head, I guess. But
do you communicate it with the person when you meet them? Or are you like?
Yeah, it all depends on the person, though, because everybody is different. So some people you don't just have that.
And how long should that list be? And
I was getting ready to ask you, Leroy.
What kind of stuff is on that list?
I was getting ready to ask you, Leroy. Like, are we putting unrealistic? As in women, are some of us putting unrealistic goals, visions?
No, my list is pretty. I feel like family oriented, like things like that. Oh, I'm sorry, family oriented. I'm a provider, like, because I go off my father, so I'm a provider. But I provide too, so it's not like I want you to provide for me, but I look for a provider. I won't say I want him to be spiritual, but because I'm still looking for a church home, but I will want him to eventually go to church with me. So
and these are conversations you need to have.
So that's what I'm asking. Like, so Leroy, when do we have those superficial and deep? When do we get into them?
Well, for me, because I think my list isn't superficial, because I have basic things. First of all, I demand respect, right? Mm-hmm. And like I said, and respect is not synonymous with submissiveness, right? Mm-hmm. But you are going to understand that I'm a man. You're not going to call me all these names, punks and B's and all this stuff
F-boys.
like that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to tolerate that, right? And I tolerate some sort of trust, right? Because I can't ever be anything if you already start me off at the bottom level. I'm not fighting Dash's battle.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, look, I don't even know Dash, but how I'm fighting his battle. You see? So it's like a couple of basic things such as that I'm not going to tolerate.
Now, do you say that, or you just know that that's what?
I let it be known.
All right, Leroy, talking to Shiggity on Community Voices tonight.
Right.
But I think that is true, you know, because if we're leading with what we will not tolerate, we could deal with all of the other things.
Right.
Mo, do you let a man know what you do?
I'm a talker. If y'all didn't notice, right? I might be shy, you know, publicly, but I'm a talker, and so I'm doing this talking thing, getting to know you thing long before I give you a title. That's just me. That's just me. I mean, every relationship I've been in, I've literally spent months building it. I'm a builder. We're gonna sit there and lay the foundation, and then eventually you'll work your way up to a title. And that's just me, because I know what I want, and I'm 100% going to tell you that. So there's no, well, I can't read your mind later on. No, because I told you.
Dash, do you think men and women know what they want?
Definitely. Every man and woman knows what they want. But I think, like she said, like I had to develop how to learn how to communicate and just from learning from relationships, how to talk. And like you said, like writing that list out, it sounded crazy, and having something to bring to the table, just not like you said, financial, like Mo said, not just financial, but bringing something to the table. But some people just about finances.
What is that bringing to the table? Because I mean, nowadays we all can cook, men and women. We all can clean, men and women.
Not all.
Most of us can cook and clean. Okay. So what is the bringing to the table, Leroy? What is it that we women need to bring more than our pom pom?
I don't know.
I can answer that. Can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think bringing to the table, for example, is like you said, cooking, cleaning. It's not just about money. It's having a job, not being lazy. I think things like that's bringing something to the table. But a lot of people think bringing to the table is like being financially stable. That's what they think bringing to the table is.
Yes.
Because I've been put in that situation, and that's why my relationship ended. Because she thought that I was trying to use her, but I work hard. So if she thought that I was just about trying to use her, but she was taking from me, like take, and I made way less money than her. So she was taking from me. When we was going out, I was paying because I know how to be a man.
Now, do we expect a man, even if we make more money, do we expect them to foot the bill?
Yes. Yes.
Even
if yes.
I said Mo.
Yes.
To be honest, like, okay, so like I said, I'm not gonna fake. I'm old school.
Yeah.
I have changed over the years. So I'm a changed woman.
Okay.
I will take a man on a date. In my past relationships, I was the one that said, okay, I want to do brunch and I want to do this. If I'm inviting you out on a date, I'll fit the bill. I expect to fit the bill. A lot of men, however, don't allow you to do that, and those are men's men. But there's nothing wrong with a woman paying for something. I mean, even if you're old school, hello, we live in 2019. You want to be, and like I said, I'm a strong, go get it. You're independent girl, but I also like, if you're going to scream that independence, you need to showcase it sometimes. Like, you need to be, hey, okay, I got you. Okay. Men want to be got to, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You definitely get a check mark next to your name if you spend
a couple of coins. That puts you in a different stratosphere.
And it's not a check mark saying that, oh, she has money, right? But it's a check mark more so that she's not selfish.
Right.
See,
and thank you, Leroy, for that segue, because I wanted to know, do men have like a checklist? Okay, she's not selfish. Okay, she's caring, she's compassionate. Are these things that help build if you want to go to that next level?
That's what I consider bringing stuff to the table.
Okay.
Right? Is like Mo Sugar said, partnership, right? And in a partnership, see, what I can bring to the table could be support. Because she could be that $1 million CEO, right?
Yeah.
But like, I'm holding it down at home. She ain't worrying about having to take trips and being gone for a couple weeks you know, the kids gonna be good, you know what I mean, and all that other stuff like that. So that may be what I bring to the table. You know, if you can think about it in that manner, then I think our relationships can build and actually be something of actual substance and not superficial.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Okay?
Yeah.
That is a man's secret. Okay.
I want to touch on that, but when you do all that, depending on who the female is, it still get unappreciated and overlooked.
Depending on
Because
who
I've been in that situation, and I've produced what you said, and then at the end of the day, it became, well, what was that? You ain't doing nothing.
But that's the time to skedaddle though.
Right.
Exactly.
And
that red flag.
I might have procrastinated a little bit, but guess what? I still cook, I still clean, and I still wash.
Right.
But do you think it's important, TC, for us to have these dating conversations, you know, because, and then do you think that we test one another?
Oh, we definitely test one another.
I put some envelope, okay? I put some gas on that.
do you test? All right. And in the same vein that Leroy is saying, is he
dating is all the
selfish?
game anyway.
Is it? Okay.
It is the game.
It's a full-on.
I don't like the game, but it's a
examination.
game.
It's like playing spades.
It is.
Yeah, it's a
It
full-on examination. Because, like, listen, you're the person. If I'm dating anybody, I'm dating you with that overview, like, okay, this is somebody I want to have a future with.
Okay.
I don't casually date. I'm not dating anybody just for the moment. So anybody that I find myself in a relationship with, I see something long term. Like I said, I'm already building before I give you that title. So if I give you that title, that means I expect to grow with you. So with that being said, yeah, it's always an examination. I'm pushing the buttons because I need to know what it is. I don't want to be, I do 4 years down the line and then it blows up in my face. And then it's like, oh, well, I didn't know you was like that. No, I need you to be clear from jumps.
Or and not necessarily a test, but analysis, right? One of the things that I analyze, I would like, if I'm getting to know somebody, for us to get into a stressful situation, right? Because a stressful situation
We'll bring out the real. Yes, sir.
Right? So if we lost, right, I don't need you in my ear like, oh, you blah, 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 blah. Because what it's going to do, it's going to get us more lost.
Right.
I need that. I need my A drive and my rider to be like, look, big, hold on. Let's think about it. You know what I mean? And keep everything calm, you know, so that type of thing like that, a stressful situation, I like that. I like that when you're starting to get to know someone.
Yeah.
I have a situation like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really does show where that person could or could not be. You know, customer service, you're out at a restaurant, how they treat people, you know, I think all of those, I think all of those things go into it. If you are just joining Community Voices with MoMo Love alongside DJ Firebone, we are joined by Charles Dashpayne of Icy Boys Promotions, TC, Toya TC, Monique Mo Sugar Harris, and Leroy talking his shiggity. All up here on Community Voices tonight. Happy Wednesday. You guys, I just want to remind you to download the free new and improved Ablazin Radio app. Download it right now for iPhone and Android users. Ablazin Radio Pro offers direct access to host DJs and the request line, which is 240-949-2289. If you want to get in on the conversation, you still have time to do so. Let me see. Where do I want to go? Dash, is it possible for men and women to have a platonic relationship, you know, just be friends?
I think so, yes. I have friends, female friends, and golly, Mo, you touching on stuff that people like, you know, my actual roommate is a female. Okay. So people automatically think that we mess with each other.
Of course.
So it's like we're friends, that's it. I have female friends that just been my friends that I went to high school with, and they still my best friends. And people just feel like, oh, you got a lot of female friends, you mess with that person. So it's like people need to stop putting labels and stop assuming. Like if they gonna show you if they're not your friend or not, because that female gonna flirt with the dude off the break. If they messing with that female, they gonna flirt with them and show that, because the woman gonna be like, I want you to be with me, not with her. So they gonna show it. Ain't too many women gonna be silent. Just you sitting there, you got your girlfriend there, you got another girlfriend right here. They gonna be get mad. Yeah. So
now, Mo, we Mo Dash, I mean, all of us, period, you know, just traveling here through life, men and women being platonic friends, but radio personality, DJ, host, handsome man, beautiful woman, right? Do we as women sometimes just not trust our own selves because my man is a DJ, my man is a promoter, he got to be out there doing something?
Yeah, I'm not even going to fake. I'm not even going to fake. Yeah, we don't. Like, look, the way the world is set up right now, society tells us is if this person's in the public eyes, then everybody's watching. Every woman is watching. Everywhere that person is, every woman is watching. That makes me personally step up my game. Period. Like, there's nothing no woman can give you out there that you're not getting at home. I'm gonna make sure you know every single time you leave the house. That's just me. But I can honestly say too, from another standpoint, my ex-husband is my best friend, and I go out with him, and I get that. Girl, you crazy? Like, why would you bring him out? You blocking other other dudes from coming to talk to you. Maybe that's the goal. I don't know. But, sometimes that's the goal. Like, sometimes I need a wingman just because I want to have fun. I want to be, I'm not looking for nobody to check for me. But at the same time, like I said, it can be both. Yes, we don't trust ourselves, especially when like you said, public figure situation. Look, I'm not going to tell you. Growing up, I was like, no DJs, no talk show.
Nobody in the public eye.
Nobody, because it's like, the community is watching you, people that you're around, and I'm already worried about the girls around the way.
Okay.
And I gotta be worried about the people that's looking at you. Like, I don't want to be on Love and Hip Hop, okay? I know, but I turn into that woman if you break my heart, real quick.
Does it, TC, do you think if you're dating someone, a rapper or whatever, do you think that affects your confidence level?
I mean, not me, but I feel like they're in the public eye, like she said. So it's almost like
it's
the
always
trust
something.
is not going. I don't think the trust is going to be there for me.
Leroy, you think women work the game or play the game? Did I say that right?
Oh, definitely women work the game.
We work the game.
Definitely women work the game, especially in 2019, because men are weak. Men, and that's just a real statement. Like, like the way that guys move around now, is women are just like, it's almost looking like the wild, and in the wild, most of the time, women, the female animal is the strongest, of the species, right? And these guys, like, even when you look at these guys, I call them unisex, like, I don't care what you're doing, right? I still feel like a man is supposed to carry himself a certain way. Just like you ladies been saying, y'all old school, right? You know what I mean? Like, look, I don't care what your orientation and nothing is. If you're a man, you're supposed to be a man. Right. You know what I mean? And with guys, the thirstiness. Like, I was having a conversation with my older brother, right? And I'm just as thirsty as any other dude, right? You know what I mean? Because y'all fine. Like, that's real. But see, my thing is that I got self-control and I got respect for myself. You see? So, and that's the difference between me and another cat. You know what I mean? I'm only going to go but so far. I'm not going to play myself. I'm not going to disrespect myself. I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. And I think so. Women are definitely working the game. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
I think it is because we're trying to get it played. And I shouldn't even use myself as an example because, but I'm saying, like, I think that's what it is. I think you guys created the game. And I spoke about these double standards earlier, where when a male have 2-3 different women, they just they are. Can I say that? I don't work for this.
Pimp and a player.
Bang. Okay, but they're a player. And I feel like if a female, look, we're single too when we're not married. Okay?
Right.
We're single. And so why should we be attached to one person just because that's the person that we're so-called seeing, like going out with? Doesn't mean that I'm attached to him.
Right.
Because
we're dating.
Right. But if I'm dating him, when in society, they see that as, okay, well, she's with him. So he might not be with me though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gotcha.
He can date other people, but if I do it, then I'm a, exactly.
Garden too.
Exactly. The garden too. And I'm like, that's a double standard. But that's the thing. Just because I'm dating you, me particularly, just because I'm dating you, doesn't mean that I'm sleeping with you.
Yeah.
Right. Right, but that doesn't because every woman is not able to get on a mic and say, "Oh, screaming with the neighborhood, yo, I'm not sleeping with him. We just going out to eat." You know, there's that double standard.
You shouldn't even have to do that. Like, I mean, I've been since high school to promoting for 13 years. You know, like I take a lot of pictures with a lot of people. You know how it is, Mo. I take a lot of pictures for memories and stuff like that. And people always quick to put me in, like, "Oh, you with that person?" And like you said, like you learn from messing up as a man to like now it's like you said, a woman they're not gonna have to do too much. Like most of the time with us guys, for real, half the time we want to eat and have some sex. if we satisfied sexually, all them girls in the club, ladies, all them girls in the club don't matter. Them girls in the club don't matter. Because
so
you know what?
About the sex?
No. I'm just saying we simple.
Give it to him every time he leaves, so he ain't gotta go out there.
But see, conversely, we talked about that, right? Is it just about the sex? Because if you can cook and clean on your own, what is it that you need from the woman?
No, it's not just about sex. I wasn't finished, but at the same time too, you have to communicate and know what's going on in your relationship. So if you got communication and you talk to each other, you know what's going on. A lot of people feel like my instance with me being a promoter, like my past relationships and stuff. My girlfriends wanted to go out with me to see what's going on. And really they was tired. They didn't really want to go out with me. So they got tired. And one time my ex-girlfriend, she fell asleep in the club. I was like, "Oh, you don't do that. You can't fall asleep in the club. You can't fall asleep in the club. Nobody falls asleep in the club.
Right.
You can't fall asleep in the club." So yeah, so you can't do that. You can't do it. You
Being
can't.
a product of a relationship like that, I don't think I've ever been that far where I felt the need to actually go out and check on my dude. Because here's my thing, like, you're coming home and I'm going to know, like, women's intuition is real, okay? Understand that, male. Like, it's something very real. If you come home, I'm going to know when something ain't right. And I'm not about to sit there and just be like running around town. Like, yeah, I promote a lot of events, and he's right. Necessarily, women sometimes don't want to be at these events. Shorty was really just trying to check up on you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not worth it. Like, if you feel as though you have that least trust in a person, you don't need to be with them.
Yeah.
And men wish that we had as many women coming after us as our ladies think that we do. Right. Y'all think because y'all like us that everybody else out here likes us.
And that was my question. Like, is it because my man is handsome that I think that everybody is just out there trying to holler at him, or can I trust that he's not gonna do me like you said, like Dash did?
Sometimes a man even ain't that handsome. Let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you what it really is. Let me take my jacket off.
Yeah.
But no, literally, like, this is the way that women think sometimes, most of us. It's like, I know what I'm giving him. You know what I'm saying? And I also know what another woman can give him. Mm-hmm. I know that I'm not 100% what he wants, but I try my best. Mm. But there's women that would literally play on whatever he thinks he needs. Just that one thing. If he thinks he's lacking something tonight, you know, so women, she's always going to think like, well, what if he's talking to somebody too long, it's a problem, or whatever the case may be. It's not necessarily that. It's not necessarily that, but we sit there, we create stories in our heads. We do like, based on so many different things. Talking to this, you know, all these people. I'm waiting for him to get home.
But I need y'all to trust that y'all are dealing with a man that is actually, you know, loyal to you, right? And that actually, you know, just because it's a woman that looks good doesn't mean that we want it. Right. See, that's a boy thing, right? You know, now, as teenagers, you see something that look good, so you run and grab it. I know myself, as I've matured, I don't care if Beyonce may walk in here and I think she's beautiful, but you know, our interaction may be one where it's like, all right, yeah, she's still beautiful, but I have no attraction to go any further than the fact that I just see a pretty lady, mm-hmm. right? You know, and you have that loyalty. I bartended for years, and you have women that, they play these games, they do this and they do that, you know, but why, you know, my thing is why would I want to mess around in places where I be? Because now, guess what? Even though I may be attracted to that woman, I know that might be some weight that I don't want.
Right. Sometimes women too, they just want what you have. Let's put it out there. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes the man ain't even cute, but the fact of the matter, if You made sure he left the house looking right and, you know, smelling good. And they're like, well, he got a nice, happy home. Let me holler at dude just because. They don't know the baggage he's coming with. They don't care about the problems they don't know that he has. Mm-hmm. But because in this moment, I want something. And I know that he's got that with his woman at home. Mm-hmm. I want it too. And some women will risk it all.
I agree.
So that's when we want to like come out there and check up on you, like what?
Right.
But I would never just come out there and hang out all night. I will pop up like Medea in that place, like yep. I wouldn't even let you know I'm in the building if I was feeling that insecure and I really, really wanted the relationship.
Right. And Mo Sugar is right because if you do tell a woman no, you know, I'm happily married, I'm in a happy relationship.
That means nothing to some of y'all.
You know what? Now that turns it up even higher now.
Yeah.
Because I can't talk him out of that. He don't see all this.
Yeah.
I'm about to show him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that she's definitely right about that.
I told a man I was married last week. He said, "So what? I didn't ask you I didn't ask your hand in marriage. I just asked you for dinner."
Yeah, that's a men's.
That's what he said to me. He literally was like, "I didn't ask you to marry me or have my kids. I just asked you for dinner." So I was like, "You don't care about my husband? You go home to him. Why do I have to care about him?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
So we do have a lack of respect on both sides for some, right?
Right.
You know, with this wave of free thinking, searching and labeling and unlabeling, being anything, having anything. Do you guys think love is still possible?
Let me drink my what's in this cup?
TC says yes. TC says yes. Go. Can you? You think love is still possible?
I'm hoping so. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be hopeful.
Yeah. Do you feel like
if I'm not, then I'm not gonna get love if I be like not hopeful. So I always have to be hopeful that it's somebody out there.
Do you think love is still possible, Leroy?
Not that teenage love. Mature love, yeah, but not teenage love. No,
teenage love a high.
Yeah, that whole and you will I think it's possible to feel some sort of high. But not remember when you were younger and you met that person that person you might have thought that because a lot of times everything that made you flutter about them was superficial and wrong anyway, right? And now as you get older, you know those things is not myself. I only can speak. I want a solid person. I want somebody that I know that's going to hold it down for me because I'm going to hold it down for them. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't want nobody that I'm going to turn around and you like, oh, you scandalous. You know what I mean? You know, and then, so on and so forth. So like, but yeah, love. Yeah, a mature love is possible, but not that teenage love. No,
Sugar. You think
I'm a lover. I'm a diehard lover. I'll be faking. I am a diehard lover. So like Cece said, you have to have hope that, it's there. I think it's real, but I think, like I said, it all stems from if a person can be honest with themselves. I love myself, so I would only want somebody that loves themselves, because if you love yourself, you'll know how to treat me. And so I do think it's possible, but I understand what he also said, that there was this high that I will never get back, that first love, And I mean, I keep him around. He there, keep right there to remind me, One more thing about look, don't start. But I'm seriously, because of that high, it's like I tell people that had addictions at one point or drink or smoke. That first hit.
Yeah.
You're always, love is like that. You're always reaching for that.
Yeah.
And you can't hold people to those type of standards because, like he said, a lot of that was superficial.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's out there. I'm not necessarily looking for it, but it's there.
Dash.
I'm a hopeless romantic, so I had to say it is. I had to say it's still there. I think you can find somebody that you love. You just have to really talk to them, and like you said. But still, when you they said like with that first love, yeah, it is kind of hard after that because I ruined my first love. So it was like that high was like you on cloud 9. So you looking for it. You do look for it. So but I think love is still there.
And if I meet somebody that make me feel like that right now, I'm dashing for real. Like I'm going.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out there. I just think we're scared. I personally feel like men are not honest with what they want. Not necessarily towards a woman. They're not honest with what they want. They feel like they're less of a man if they say, I want something soft or I want something this way. I feel like you got to be honest. Some of y'all are so macho. Women think we can only treat you like stronghold you because that's who you are. But a lot of y'all are gentle souls. And I feel as though if you're honest, you'll get what you're looking for.
I got a rebuttal on that. So a lot of women, when a dude, for example, say I cry about something. Oh, you a sucker, you a sucker. So it's like you got to be hard. So it's like from birth, we're made to be hard. For like you fall, get up,
don't
wipe
cry.
yourself off, don't cry. So then when women be actually like, why you don't cry? What's wrong with you?
Right.
I don't cry because I was raised to be like that. I fail, or if I hurt myself, I'm not supposed to act like I'm hurt. I'm supposed to get up and walk it off.
So let alone, you know, that's a physical thing. So let alone talking about an emotional thing or a mental thing, right? And so I wonder, do any of us understand the difference between manhood and masculinity, where we won't allow men to be the men that they already are, that they were born to be, and only expect them to be masculine. You can't show emotion. You can't tell me how you feel. And if you do, then you a sucker, you weak, you a F-boy, instead of being a man that says, hey, baby, I love you. And I want us to be, because, you know, we look at those Medeas and those movies and we're like, oh, I want a man to talk like that to me. And then when he does, we act as if we can't hear
like,
it.
what's wrong with you? Who are you? Like,
why you acting like a little
you
man
scared
up?
of it.
Right.
Scared of it.
I think men and women that are spiritual beings, they have the best relationships. Like the thinkers, the innovators, the people that can literally say, yo, we're on the same wave. Like those people that have those in-depth conversation, raw, they're not really worried about if you think I'm a punk or whatever. Those are the people that have those type of love. It's possible. Like nobody's perfect, but I kind of like what I see with Will Smith and Jada.
Okay.
I like that kind of love. I know that it's probably not perfect.
Right.
But
and it's 20 plus years, you know.
But it's not even the years, because I've learned to not count whether a person loves you or not by the years. But it's so much the respect. You know, they treat each other with respect, whether it's in the public's eyes or whatever the case may be. They're supportive. Like he will fly out to Timbuktu just to go see her for a day if she's shooting a movie. Like we're not willing to invest in each other. We're not willing to have those scary conversations. We're not willing to pray together. We're not willing to do any of those things that make us grandma and grandpa's type of love that lasted 87 years and stuff like that. We have to be those individuals if we're going to require something that mirrors that. You know what I'm saying? We got to be those people.
And that is a wonderful segue, TC, the investment. The investment of your time, your energy, your communication. Like sometimes we as women, we feel like we put so much in and we don't get it back. What is missing?
Well, I learned sometimes you invested in the wrong person.
Right.
I know I did.
Yeah.
But I mean, you try your hardest because you might love them or care for them so much, but it's just not the right person, because I feel like communication is the most important thing in a relationship. So if he can't communicate back to you his feelings or anything, it's not going to go anywhere.
And let's touch on communication for a minute, Leroy, because we women use a lot of words. We talk a lot.
A lot.
And sometimes we want to hear a certain thing. And you already said it 2 weeks ago.
Right.
How do we get to that even playing field that I'm telling you exactly? Because oftentimes men hear what we want, what we need.
We tell them straight up.
We tell them, but then we don't realize when they're doing it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I want a man to be a man. Well, I'm picking up the groceries. I'm opening the door. What is the disconnect?
Right. But well, I guess because everybody's looking for
Perfect.
what they see that makes them feel that feeling. Like for instance, you know, my display of love is I'm touchy feely. You know what I mean? But also too, you know, like without me saying I did it, I might walk 10 miles in the snow to get some, or give my last $10. You know what I mean? Although you making all the money, right? But I don't say nothing about it. You know what I mean? So like, cause you hear, women give so much, but don't get nothing in return. I think a lot of men don't speak upon it, because if I'm gonna do it, it ain't no need for me to constantly bring it up to you.
Gotcha.
You see,
you guys are doers, not really.
Right. Yeah, because if I gotta, because for one, if I gotta keep reminding you of what I did and you can't think that far, then I might need to start considering going somewhere else.
Right.
You see, so.
I just know I tend to spoil. I get out of control, so that's my problem. I tend to spoil a male really quick, and sometimes that's scary to them because they're like, dang, she's ready for all of this,
Yeah.
I'm just that person. I know my role as a woman. I know myself very well, and I know what I want, and I know what I want to give, and so I tend to spoil them. And now I got you in this way where you think things are going to be this way all the time, and then eventually we grow into something and I'm doing something else. And so it's not necessarily misleading. I want to give you all, but at the same time, I'm only going to submit to a leader.
Right.
So when you're not showing me you're a leader, I'm gonna pull some of that back.
Right.
I'm giving you what I want you to give me, not necessarily what I expect you to give me, but I'm showing you how I'm treating you. I want you to treat me that way.
And Dash, do you think sometimes men and women, for that matter, get that confused? Because this is how I am, and this is how I want to be for you, and what I want you to reciprocate back to me. Where do we get lost in that? Oh yeah, I got her doing this for me. Oh yeah, she cooking and cleaning for me. Instead of, man, we really building something here. I like Shorty. She really showing me, that potential, that safety, that respect.
I think where it stops is like when it really does stop, like certain stuff stops. Like if you want me to take that trash out, but you don't want to cook. If you saying I'm cooking and then I'm taking the trash out and washing dishes as you cook, then the woman stops cooking or something like that. It's things stop. So that's when the disconnect happens.
Yeah, but it's something that led up to that. When we're stopping certain things that we started doing, have we become comfortable? Do we really don't care anymore?
We're stuck on gender roles.
That's what it is. The titles,
Some women refuse to take out the trash. But why? When you live by yourself, shorty, you take out your own trash. Yes. But some women are like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but no, don't take out the trash in my crib.
No.
Yeah, I don't agree. Now, if I'm not there, and don't let me come in the trash overflowing. But if I'm there, I don't care if I'm tired. Wake me up. I'm gonna take out the trash. So I agree.
Facts.
Now, do you think gender roles have become played out? Are they still relevant?
I think the lines are blurred.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lines are blurred, and that's partially. And I hate to sound like I'm coming down on women.
No, that's okay.
We all
yeah.
But I do feel like, again, when these men keep hearing independent, they give us room. Yeah, they give us room to do your thing. Sure, if that's what you want to do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the lines have become blurred because it's like, well, do I want him to do this, or do I expect him to do this, or he's supposed to do this?
Yeah.
And then we don't talk about those things. Sometimes men come into a relationship and they just assume I'm going to be the man and I'm going to do these things, and then shorty pushes back on them. But then sometimes the lady's like, well, I want him to step up, so I'm just going to leave this stuff right here, see if he's going to do it.
Instead of communicating that I need you to do this. Now I want you guys to think about this question. What do men want? What do women want? Think about it for a second while I read these last few announcements before Wind Up Wednesdays coming here. This is Community Voices, MoMo Love, DJ Firebone 592 Sound. We are having a wonderful, wonderful discussion on dating and relationships in 2019 here on Community Voices. I want to remind the massive to bring your ultimate Juve experience to Holly Juve Cooler Fete, July 12th, 2019, with live performances by Mr. Killer and Ola Tunji, powered by Ablazin Radio. For more information, follow on Instagram at Holly_Juve or on Facebook, Holly Juve. Reggae Sumfest is coming to Montego Bay, Jamaica, July 14th through July 20th, 2019. And oh, what a wonderful day will it be, or weekend will it be. A full lineup of events all week, including a street dance, all-white party, and a sound clash, and more, ending in 2 nights of incredible performances. Festival Night 1 features Chronix, Spice, Dexter Daps, Agent Sasco, Spraga Benz, Elephant Man, Manga Govani. Oh God, the list just goes on and on and on and on. Festival Night number 2 features Buju Banton. Yeah. The Captain Barris Hammond himself. Protege. I like to call him my own personal friend. Thank you very much. Taurus Riley, Christopher Martin, and much, much more. For tickets and information, make sure you go and visit reggaesumfest.com. Big up DJ Cool Breeze in the building. Wind Up Wednesdays is next after Community Voices each and every Wednesdays for the hottest Afro beats. Make sure you check out Wind Up Wednesdays. So our final question is, what do women want? What do men want? Oh, TC ready to answer that one.
I know women want to be loved.
Women want to be loved.
I feel like men want to do them.
That's not true.
Women want to be loved. All right. Leroy.
I'm
What do
asking
men
for
want?
what-
You
what
want
do
what?
men want?
Yeah.
I want love and respect, right? And a place, right, where like after you out here in this world, you can go and be soft. I'm not saying crying and all that stuff like that. If you want to cry, that's cool,
Yeah.
right? But somewhere where you can go and lay your head on somebody's shoulder and they say, yo, babe, I got you. Not, you know what I mean? Oh, come on, man. Look, I was at the office today. You know what I mean, too. You know what I mean? You know, that kind of thing. So,
Without putting words in your mouth, would that be safety, security?
I guess, yeah. Like, you know, like I said before, the basic things, you know, respect, you know what I mean? Trust, you know what I mean? You know, partnership, you know, and allowing yourself to trust a man, you know, and allow me to be, because just like Dad said, you know, also too, you know, just expressing yourself on things that you don't like. If you talk to me wrong, you know, sometimes women can be like, you know, oh, you know, you soft, you this, it don't even have to be nothing about whining, but like, oh, listen, I don't need you to talk to me like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I need, you know, and real quick, you know, in relationships we're damaged, right? You know, so I might have been with some wild street type of girl, you know, but now I meet a nice lady, right? So, you know, so I figured I'm gonna give her a couple chances because she might have been. So when she run up on me and say something, I say, oh, I'm not that kind of guy you gotta act like that with, right?
Okay.
So we need to listen to each other and say, oh, you know what, maybe I can relax a little bit with this person, you know, and allow yourself to love freely and pull back. We old enough to know when to say, all right, I'm out. You know, that's it. I'm sorry for taking.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Mo Sugar, what do women
Say
want?
security, but I'm gonna be witty. I think women want as close to fairy tale as they can get. They want something full circle, and I think men, they just want to be left alone until they're ready. I honestly think we just really need to stop forcing them. I think when they're ready, they're going to give whatever it is that they can give.
Dash, what do men want?
And I was gonna start on that too. So I think we want a woman that trusts us and somebody that has our back. I think that's the main thing, because a lot of times already we fighting a lot of stuff in the world, and then for us to come home and if our woman don't support us, it's like I'm gonna run away. So we want trust and support. I think that's the biggest thing.
And I think after hearing all of you, we both want the same things. We want love, we want respect, we want honesty, we want safety, we want communication, we want love, we want to love and be loved. Right. And we need to know and understand the difference in people being good to us and for us as well. I want to thank you guys so much. The time always draws near. If you would like to give any social media, Dash, go ahead. I'll start with you.
Social media for me, everything: Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Icy Boy Promotions, Facebook, Charles Dash Payne on Facebook. So I might not have enough room for you on Facebook, but you know.
He's so important.
And Mo Sugar, you can catch me on the Recovery Show on Saturdays from 2 to 4 right here on the Ablazin Radio.
Yep.
You can catch me on Instagram at Her Brown Sugar and on Facebook at Mo Sugar. You can also catch me at Bakery Mo Sugar on Facebook and Bakery Mo Sugar on Instagram.
You can catch me in the streets.
Right. That would be Leroy.
I don't even know I'm only on Instagram. I'm like, what is it?
At TC_Toya.
No, I guess it's Toya TC or TC_world.
Okay, there we go. We'll find it. And you can definitely find myself at MoMo Love 1229 and DJ Firebone at Firebone 592. You can also check us out on Facebook Community Voices. Download the free app for Ablazin Radio, and you can also check us out on TuneIn. Make sure you keep it locked to Ablazin Radio each and every day. But up next is Wind Up Wednesdays with DJ Cool Breeze, giving you the best Afro beats around. And I just want to remind everybody that Martin Luther King said that our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. So remember to use your voice, community, and I'll see you next week. We out.
Keep it locked 24/7. 5 days a week on BlazinRadio.com. Home for entertainment.
Ready? A cyclone in a bad to the bone enough, and I'm representing for this one. Luda Unruly presents his 10th annual self-made birthday bash. A thing called Gifted. May 18, 2019. Music by Jigga from LA, DJ Kenny from New York, Military Sound from Toronto, and Sonic 71. And special guest DJ, Trini Boy Dex. Hosted by Patrice Unforgettable, Keisha Jaguar, Alex Passion and Keela Doll, Mikey Mention, Andrew Rome, Erica and G Kids, and special guest host, Miss Kelly Kell. They don't know venue. Jessa, get there.
Sunday, May 26th, the 13th annual Best of the Best concert returns to downtown Miami.
For the first time in U.S. history, performing live.
Best of the best, Shabba Ranks and Super Cat, never yet happening in the world. Shabba style, X-rated, Shabba.
The Dandada, Super Cat.
C'est comme ça qui a fait qu'à Dieu qu'on fait marcher top.
Vendetta's own, Alkaline.
Stylo G.
Just touched down in the